Okay, so let's try that again. Hi everybody, welcome back into my kitchen. If you don't know me, I'm Lara and I'm from Love on a Plate. And tonight I am cooking Instant Pot or slow cooker meatball stew. So this recipe came about because I love beef stew, but my kids not so much. They don't like the texture of the beef in the stew. They find it too stringy. So since for me, I like to have a big pot of comfort food, I converted this into an Instant Pot recipe. On the blog, you can get the recipe. It's got Instant Pot and slow cooker instructions. They're both really super simple. This one is what I call a pure dump and go into the Instant Pot and crock pot, so it's amazing for that. It's really economical and it tastes really good. And because it's freezing cold here in Mississauga, I'm also making a big pot of mashed potatoes. So I'm double instant potting. That's okay, Diana. That's so funny. I had no sound and I saw your little message there and I thought, oh, she's texting someone else. That wasn't for us. It happens to the best of us. I call this real life, right? Sometimes my dogs bark. Sometimes my kids come in and fight. Like, it's just the way it goes. This is just one family to another and how we all get by. So thank you for sharing your humor with us.
And let us know when Dad's done in the bathroom.
James wants to know when Dad's ready to go. So I'm going to get started. I peeled my potatoes, and when I do mashed potatoes, honestly, I just peel them and I throw them into the Instant Pot whole. I cover them with water and I'm going to cook them on high pressure for 10 minutes. And then I won't even need to drain them because they're just covered. So they'll absorb enough. It'll have like enough water to come to pressure. I'm going to mash them in there. And I'm actually to this one gonna add just the tiniest little bit. I like to make roasted garlic mashed potatoes, but I didn't feel like making roasted garlic today. But this better than bouillon roasted garlic base is the bomb. And so like 1 teaspoon in there and it gives them lots of extra flavor. Anybody do that? Anybody ever cook with their mashed potatoes with chicken broth? Game changer. Makes it taste all so good. Okay, so this is set. So that's off to the side. So this recipe uses frozen meatballs. You can use store-bought ones. You can use ones that you've frozen. If they weren't frozen and you had made homemade and you still wanted to do this, you could totally do that. You just don't need to cook them for very long because they're really tender and they might fall apart a bit. So this is a 6-minute. I would probably go down to, honestly, 4 minutes, which is just enough to get flavor in the sauce. Okay, so we're going to get started. I use veggies that my kids like. Most stew has potatoes in it, and this recipe has potatoes in it, but I'm not putting them in because I'm going to serve it over mashed potatoes. Because like I said, it's cold here. We had snow and rain and yuck, so I want something really comforting. Honestly, so it's 2 pounds of frozen meatballs. You can use whichever. They both work well. And you can tell by the steam, my Instant Pot is set to hot on the saute mode. And that's just so that it takes less time to come to pressure because we want dinner in a hurry. And 4 cups of beef stock. And I like these boxes because they're 4 cups. Uses the whole thing. And I am famous for using 3/4 of a box or almost the whole can. And then, you wrap it up in tin foil and you stick it in your fridge and then next week you have to throw it out. Anybody else do that? Give me a thumbs up if you are known for leaving just this much. I'm like, throw everybody in. Okay, so the meatballs are in there. The broth is in there. It's on saute. And then I'm going to deal with my vegetables. So like I said, you can put any veggies in here that you really like. I'm using onion for flavor. I'm using baby carrots because I don't have to peel and chop them. So this is like a total easy, will be done in, this is really a less than 10-minute prep situation. And even better, if you're doing meal prep on a Sunday, you can chop all your veggies, put them all in your bag. In the morning, all you have to do is put your broth in your tomato sauce, which we're going to add in a second. So I'm cutting the onions in bigger pieces because I like the pieces in the stew. And then I'm using baby carrots, pretty standard in stew. I'm using celery because my grandma always did. And I'm using parsnip, which is like a carrot, but softer and sweeter. And it's actually one of my kids' favorite vegetables. So for some reason, when I make stew, I like my celery cut on an angle. I don't know why. It doesn't make any difference how you cut it. But that's just how I like to cut it. And I don't like a ton of it in there. So you can adjust. You're kind of overall looking for about 4 to 5 cups of vegetables. Everybody in the pot. Carrots in the pot. I'm not sure you can see the pot.
Half the pot.
You can see half the pot? Okay, I'll move it over. So now it's looking like stew already. Now the parsnips. Anybody here love parsnips? Hate parsnips? Never had a parsnip? We need snow instead of rain and ice, yeah.
When I was a kid, our family had a ski pass for the year in Norfolk. And we would go once a weekend, all winter. And every time my mom would make a stew, they slow cooked.
Oh.
Put it in before I left. And it would be ready and hot when we got home.
Right.
It was great.
So James is having childhood memories of it.
Yeah.
They had a ski pass in Montreal because they're from Montreal, and they would go skiing. And her mom would toss it in the morning, the beef stew, which is what you need, low and slow, or quick and high pressure. And then it'd be ready when they got home. So it's just the same now, except we do it, of course, for weeknights because we're all busy and working. So unlike carrots, which I don't think you really have to peel, the skin on the parsnip is kind of nasty. So you do want to peel it. It sometimes has these little hairy guys. You want to peel it. Everything in here is cut, like the carrots are about, well, they're baby carrot size. And I'm going to cut the parsnips the same size. If I was doing potatoes, I would cut them smaller so that they would cook fast enough. But like fast. It's like 6 minutes max, which is like perfect. Okay. 60s. Rain in the 60s. I would take that. But the rain actually flooded into our basement, like in the crawl space. It was a little bit of a hot mess. So that distracted me yesterday. So I didn't meal prep, but at least I had meal planned and I had shopped. So I had everything I need to cook dinner this week. I just have to do it on the fly. Oh my. Okay, so again, I'm cutting these. I don't want them too small because I don't want them to fall apart, but I don't want them too big because I don't want them to be rock hard. They sound like Goldilocks. And the Three Bears, too hot, just right? Yeah, that story. Okay, so parsnips go in. And that's all. garlic because I don't love frozen meatballs. They're not like my favorite texture, but they work in a pinch. And I find rolling meatballs kind of tedious. So I use them, but I find they don't have a lot of flavor. So I like to make sure that my sauce has flavor. James is playing with his computer over there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to put the garlic in. And you could use jarred minced garlic if you want. If you don't have either of those, you can use like a tablespoon of garlic powder. Not garlic salt, it'll be too salty. Okay. If you hate garlic, leave it out. It's kind of how I cook. Cook what you like, cook what your kids will eat, cook what you want to eat. I'm gonna rinse my hands, I stink like garlic. Okay, so now everybody's in the pot. And you'll notice, like with all Instant Pot recipes, so this one should never get really a burn mark because they didn't saute anything. And that's what causes the burn warning. Is when there's stuff that's been sauteed and it sticks to the bottom and then it warns you that it's burning. But in this case, we have the meatballs. I didn't saute them. We have the broth and we didn't saute, so it shouldn't. But I still like to be careful, and I always put the thicker liquid on top and then I don't stir. 2 cloves of garlic, Worcestershire sauce. It says 2 tablespoons. That is going to be, this is the end of my bottle. So it's however much is in my bottle. And Worcestershire just adds a little more beefy flavor and a little more seasoning. And then oregano. Some people like thyme in their stew. I find it's too strong. 8 ounces of, 16 ounces. 1 can, let's just say a can of tomato sauce. You can see it's flexible, right? But the exact recipe is printable on the blog. How many of you who are watching have actually been over to the Love on a Plate website? Give me a heart if you have been over there. I'm just kind of curious. We have like 3,000 people almost who have joined our Love on a Plate Facebook community. And I kind of don't know if people just come for the lives or if they go for the recipes or what. So if you have, you know, your little emojis down at the bottom, if you have been over there, give me a heart. Okay, so a couple of people. Well, quite a few people. So while you're over there, I'm sure you know, you can register. It's free. And then you can make recipe collections. You can make your own meal plans. And you can adjust them. So I cook for 6, but if you want to do it for 3 or 6 or 9 or 12 or 99, however many you want to do, you can do that. For those of you who knew me from way back when I was doing some prepping for 5 dinners in 1 hour, it's exactly the same. Oh, I've hit them. Turned my dishwasher on with my tummy. Okay. I'm going to try to stop doing that. I'm going to stop talking. High pressure. Whoops. Pressure. 6. Seal. And that's it. That's going to cook for 6 minutes. It doesn't need, you can do a quick release when it's ready. Mashed potatoes are going to be 5 minutes ready. Like I said, I'm not going to drain them. I'm going to add cream and butter and salt and pepper, and that's it. And then I'm going to stir this all up when it comes out, and I'm going to serve them over top. It's going to be really tasty. It's not unhealthy, but it's very carb heavy. So I'm going to make a salad too. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my dishwasher off. So as I was saying, so we have this whole system where you can build your own collection, you can make your own meal plan. So every week I'm posting my meal plan, but there might be stuff on there that you guys doesn't suit your taste buds, or you don't feel like cooking that week. So you can go through and pick and choose which recipes you want to make, and you can print out your grocery list. You can print out all of my Instant Pot recipes now have, like, they have Instant Pot instructions and slow cooker instructions, so you can do them both ways. And if there's ever anything that you want me to show you how to cook, a recipe you're looking for, something that you want to try that you've never tried, I am always happy to take special requests. I did go to culinary school. I'm a pretty good cook, my family tells me. Some of my clients used to tell me that back in the day when I was catering. So, you know, I really want to make the Love on a Plate community a place where we can hang out, we can chat, we can cook, we can make each other laugh. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Tanya, it's been a while since you were on the website. It's full of recipes now. It started off kind of slow, but I think there's over 250 things to choose from. Not all of them for dinner, because we have to eat lunch too, and breakfast. And there's some really good dessert recipes on there too. Most of the stuff that I'm sharing is designed for folks like you and me. Busy people, moms, families, couples, just people who are busy who want to get dinner ready. I call it Love on a Plate because it's so much better than eating out or going through the drive-through. And it's how, you know, we gather at the dinner table and we find out how everybody's day was. So that was all I'm doing today. I told you this was super quick, but I just wanted to come on. I'm trying to be really consistent and show up here every week, at least once a week. New meal plan that I'm cooking next week will come out on Thursday. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, go on over to the website. You get the newsletter only once a week. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Everything is free. It'll just share with you either a new recipe, a new trick, a new collection, sorry, or a new tool or toy. It's just fun stuff all related to this. So, okay, that's enough of my infomercial. I'm now going to go and sit down and maybe have a nice cup of coffee before I have dinner. Everything should be ready in about probably 15 minutes. So we're eating a little bit tiny late because I wanted to come here and I wanted James's help. So I hope you guys all have a good time. Annette, what have you made? So that's my last thing before I go. I was about to sign up, and now Annette's got me chatting. What's registering for? Sharon, registering is so that you can access the free meal planning tools. So if you register, it's free. And then you can, if you're on the website and you see this recipe for meatball stew and you really like it, you add it to your collection. And you can make as many collections as you like. So you can call it, my Instant Pot is loud. So it's so that you can build your own meal plan and print your own grocery lists. And once you're registered, you can also size the recipes. So if my recipe says it's serving 4 and you only want to serve 2, you can adjust that and it will adjust the quantities. So that is a totally free add-on that we have on the website, because I know it's the one thing that I like most about other people's blogs and websites, because it keeps me organized. So, was there anything else? You are welcome. And Annette, if there's anything that you made that you really like, one of the things that's really great for me is if you guys have a second after you've made something, if you either want to post a picture on the Facebook group, or if you want to go in and give a comment or a rating onto the recipe. And it's one of those things that Google just likes. And I like it when Google's happy. So that's it for tonight, ladies. Go check out the... That's my husband. Go check out the peanut butter chocolate oat bars. Oh boy, they're so good. They're so fast I could make them while this was finishing cooking. So check those out. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off. Newsletter comes out on Thursday, and I will see you all probably on Sunday. Alrighty, have a great one.